There it is.
Let's kick the ties and light the fires, Big Daddy. Welcome to episode 18 of the Pigskin Junkies. That's Big Earl. I'm Roy, and we gonna get into it. It's playoffs. We talking about playoffs now.
Yeah, it's season finale was Sunday. Uh, Pretty much got all the fucking wild card and everything situated for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Obviously, Arlo and I got the same record ending the season, pretty much. Nothing new. We've been gone for 3 weeks, pretty much. Nothing really has changed. Happy New Year, though.
I think we did pretty
And
good for predicting everything before even preseason.
for real.
154 for or 152 for 104 22
Meanwhile, you got these TikTokers
that are
who are
barely
fucking
pot.
ass cheeks at their predictions, but they still get like plenty of views. But anywho, let's get into it. First matchup I want to talk about Chargers and Jags.
So I seen on Bleach Report a lot of people put most of the money on the Chargers. Not betting wise, but that's because it's a spread of 1 point. But so that means a lot of people think the Chargers are going to win. I actually think the Jags are going to beat the Chargers.
I think so too. I think no one's talking about how what a great year Trevor Lawrence had.
Trevor bounced back. Doug Peterson helped him. The running game is pretty solid. The wide receivers, I think, are, I don't know. I still think they're overpaid, but I don't know. It's kind of seemed like they're
It's,
getting the
it's like a
money out of
bunch of
them.
twos at the moment.
Yeah, ETN's doing good. Kind of wish they kept James Robinson just to have the 1-2, but the D line, Josh Allen's finally coming along.
Trayvon Walker,
So
Rashawn Jenkins.
yeah. So I think Jags end up sneaking that win out. I don't know if they go any further than the divisional though, because then they're gonna have to meet up with like Buffalo or who else can make it?
Wait,
Buffalo, Cincy.
well, if Jags do go on, depending if Bengals win and Bills win,
Well,
they
Bills
will
are gonna win.
play KC the next in the divisionals
Oh shit. Oh,
because they're
because
the
of the
lowest seed.
lowest seed. Yeah. All right. So it don't matter then. Fucking. Well, I seen today Tua is officially out for Miami.
See, if that was the case, if Tua was playing, I would have probably chose Dolphins over Bills. But because of the fact that he's officially ruled out, I'm not like that's a Bills win.
Do you think Teddy is playing? Teddy Bridgewater?
I don't like even then even if it's Teddy or Skylar Thompson, I don't give them a chance. Like
Yeah. Tua's their just their bread and
Tua
butter.
had to be the guy to give them a chance to win.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna take it even with Teddy either. To be honest,
Nah.
I don't know. It's kind of funny that the Dolphins have the problem that we had with Jimmy, where it needs to be all in the numbers, like in the middle of the field, and then Mike McDaniel leaves, keeps Tua, has the same problem. Now we don't have Jimmy, we have Brock, and don't have that problem.
I don't know. It's like because when he took over that team, he kept Tua. Like I'm not saying that he's gonna like be like McVay and like find his own quarterback, like replacing Goff or Stafford or something. But it's
Right.
just like had a decent year. Like everyone tried to write him off and everything, but it's just
Do,
like the injury issues. Like it's literally like another Jimmy G issues. Like
do
he
you
wins games, but he always gets hurt.
do you think if because Derek Carr is having the whole controversy in Las Vegas, do you think if let's say Brady goes
The
to
Raiders.
Las Vegas with Josh McDaniels, do you think uh Mike McDaniel tries to get Jimmy off of us, or do you think they try to outbid the Ravens to snag Lamar from them?
I don't think so because like I think regardless what goes on with Lamar, even if they can't agree to a like a long term deal, I think they're gonna franchise him
If
and
he
it's
gets
gonna piss
franchised,
him off. But I don't see the Ravens like losing him. It's like if they
yeah,
can't come in terms to a deal, they're gonna franchise his ass.
yeah,
But
I don't see them letting anyone go because their second, third string. were absolutely garbage. It's funny because they're like Lamar knockoffs.
Pretty much. And it was like that game against the Steelers. They were pretty much like Steelers pretty much sold out to the run.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, we'll let you throw it all day if you. It's like
like
we don't respect your
if you
shit.
get a throw over us, then good job.
Yeah,
But to be fair, their wide receivers aren't really that great either.
they're they're relying on Demarcus Robinson. They got Sammy Watkins again from
Yeah,
Green Bay off the waivers, and then Deshaun Jackson.
I think Deshaun Jackson got cut too before uh week 18.
Like after Bateman went down, like
It was
their wide
over.
receiver core is a bunch of like
Nobody's.
practice, like pretty much picking up from waivers and practice squads. They got
Yeah,
Andy Isabella for like off the waivers too, or the practice squad. So it's just like
they they needed Mark Andrews way more this year than ever. Well, they needed Lamar too, but
it's
you,
not that like even after Andrews came back and then Lamar was still hurt, like and like you're relying on your only solo weapon to like backup QBs who can't really throw. Like they went
if
all in for the tight. They went all in on the tight end
tight
heavy
end,
like offense with no receivers, and it bit them in the ass.
if you're Lamar, right, and you see how shitty their offense is playing, do you come back and try to play this wild card round, or do you just sit out and then let them see how bad they actually need you so you can get paid?
Well, right now there's no news regarding Lamar's knee issue, right? And no one knows if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like,
Right.
but in like regarding like the whole like NFL when it comes to like playing players that are still not 100%. Like
Mhm.
honestly, if I'm Lamar, just sit out. Like
Just sit out.
you're gonna get even if you don't get a long term deal, you're gonna get franchised by the team.
So if you're expecting a franchise, then you might as well just go play, try to get a Super Bowl because you're gonna get the same shit regardless.
I mean, regardless, whatever they do, I don't see them. Even if Lamar plays this weekend, I don't see them beating the Bengals.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna beat the Bengals, but
Like Bengals are the one team nobody's talking about in the AFC.
they're just a underdog AFC team, kind of like the Eagles their Super Bowl year,
And the thing is, like, no, everyone's talking about like how like the Niners are on a 10 game win streak. Nobody's talking about how like Cincy was on like a win streak too.
like a solid 6-7.
Yeah,
The Lions had a fucking they went, I think 1-7, 1-6, and then
one to six.
they finished fucking 7-1.
At least I respect Dan Campbell. Like they already knew that they were gonna make it after the Seahawks won, but they're like, "Hey, fuck it, we're gonna at least spoil Green Bay." Like
No, yeah,
meanwhile, like I get the Giants. Like even if you won or lost against the Eagles, you're gonna lose your position. You're gonna be stuck in the sixth seat. But
at least they fuck someone else.
yeah,
That's the thing about the league. Everyone wants to play spoiler when they got the shot. That's why it's so hard to bet in week 18 when there's so many different scenarios needed. Some people don't need the game, some people do. That's another thing about the Chargers, because when we talk about Jags Chargers, that they kept all their starters in the whole game. They wasn't gonna improve their record, or not their record, but their seeding. And now Mike Williams is hurt
oh for the
again.
Chargers,
And for what? To lose to the Broncos? It didn't even matter. I would have
and then
sat
even
all
then, like, well, Jags needed to play their starters because they need the South
Jags.
title.
Jags needed the win, but Chargers didn't. They weren't
I don't
gonna
know. Even
go.
then, like I think even if Mike Williams doesn't play against the Jags, like Mike Williams has always been hurt, like, and it sucks because he's a good one-on-one like jump ball type of guy. But even then,
Right.
like, yeah, if Keenan Allen's healthy, you still got Palmer,
Carter,
DeAndre Carter, like, and Everett, you still have weapons like
Austin Eckler.
Austin Eckler. You have weapons. I think Herbert should be fine, but like we said, I think we're going heavy on Jags for this one, and like I want to bring up one more thing. You think Aaron Rodgers retires after this year, after this
I
season
don't
just
think
ended?
Aaron retires, but I don't think we're gonna see him in Green Bay.
You don't think he retires,
No.
but you think he's going to another team?
So I'm kind of thinking he pulls a Brett Favre and goes straight to Minnesota.
You think Cousins? Well, speaking of Kirk, like let's get the Giants and Vikings. I
I,
personally think Giants are going to
I
upset
think
Vikings.
Giants are gonna win too. I think they get the revenge from I forgot what week it was, but they lost by like two or some
The
shit
field goal
or three. Yeah, there you go. I think Giants seal it out against them because Kirk can't play in anything other than a 10 o'clock,
and
and then
Kirk's been getting worse year after year. Like completions going down, yards per attempt going down, like more picks.
I think if they could see what the Colts did the whole first half, that Colts Vikings game, and tried to keep their foot on that and not let off like the Colts did, I think they got a good shot of a. But see, they don't have like the Packer Viking game. They don't have a corner like Jair to go 1-on-one with Jefferson and just lock him up the whole game. So I don't
And they're
know
not exactly have like a great pass rush too. Like Thibodeau's like he's like what he's cool and all, but like he hasn't really generated the sack numbers like Aiden
if
has.
Thibodeau takes Kirk out of the game like he did to Nick Foles and then do a snow angel on the floor, it don't matter.
Then you got Nick Mullins coming in. I don't know. Vikings are too re- reliant on Justin Jefferson.
Well, you see the yards he gets and the production he gives out.
Yeah,
Dalvin Cook, I think, got a little banged up against the Bears at the end
yeah,
until
he
they
did.
pulled
He
him.
got hurt.
So I don't know. It's a team of a running back made of glass, a quarterback that can't perform under the lights on primetime games, and then it's a team that's got the best fat guy in New York since Biggie.
I mean, so pretty much we're going with Giants and Jags so far, and
Giants,
Bills since
Jags, Bills is
Bills
a
because
lock
fucking
because of
Tua,
Miami. Yeah, because of Tua. For
and
the
then
49er game, I got to take the Niners.
I'm gonna take the Niners, but I'm it's two things this game's gonna happen. Is either gonna be a hella close tight game or it's gonna be a blowout,
As
and it's
I'm,
gonna rain too. So
yeah, we've been having floods here, but I think it's going to be a close game because there's no way you beat a team 3 times in a row by 10 or more. At some point, they're going to tighten up. Had the chance to do it to the Rams last year, but injuries with Jimmy in his hand and everything caught up.
I mean, like seeing how Kyle is with like interviews, he's like he doesn't look stressed out as much with like ever since Purdy's taking over. Like he's smiling a lot more. Like he kind of found his quarterback, and like depending on how far Purdy takes us, it's just like people are like, "Oh, Trey, there should still be a QB
QB battle.
competition." I'm like yeah, but depends how far. If Purdy takes
There's
us to a fucking Super Bowl, there's no QB competition.
there's no shot Trey Lance beats Brock Purdy out for that job. The only thing giving him the leverage, and I said it in the last episode, is because how much we've given up for him. It's the same thing like Dak. The only reason why he didn't get benched is because he's paid so much. Trey Lance will get the upper hand for week one or during preseason. He will be claimed the starter, and then after that, it's his job to lose. If Brock takes us to the NFC Championship and wins, I don't think Trey even has a fucking shot. I say trade him to Houston well for a couple seconds,
See,
just
that's
get
the
it over
problem
with.
too. Like last year, like it was pretty much like, oh, the starting job's George Trey. Not even a QB competition. Like
Yeah,
even because when they're trying to get rid of Jimmy and everything, but even then, that was a bad move. Like limited playbook. Like yeah, you worked on your mechanics. It looked a little bit better than your like rookie year where you pretty much redshirted and just sat on the bench learning shit. But hey, spend this offseason, fucking work on more of your mechanics, your footwork, learn more of the fucking playbook.
he. I don't know. I don't want to blame his work ethic because we barely was able to see him play. But when we did see him play, it wasn't
Wasn't
good.
Purdy.
It wasn't good at all. And then you got the guy, the last pick in the draft. No one expects shit from him. Now he's on a 5-0 run. They're dropping 30 points a game
More
average
than
with
30 points.
probably
We dropping
well
like 33 ever since
33,
Purdy took over, except for the Seahawks game.
and then you got CMC. He's helped Purdy out a lot, but
Kittle.
the ball, Kittle's averaging 1 to 2 touchdowns a game. since Purdy took over.
He went from like ever since Purdy took over, he went from like what? He went to like 11 touchdowns, like getting two a game.
Bro, Kittle was barely seeing the ball. With Jimmy and Trey, Kittle was just a bona fide right tackle. Purdy comes in, he's getting 1.5 to 2 touchdowns a game, all wide open, not all wide open, but Kyle is scheming up Kittle open like he did with Oakland and not Oakland, Las Vegas and Seattle. Because uh, against Seattle, they did a double pump fake where Brock Purdy looked left, looked right, both pump fakes, hit Kittle down the middle, touchdown. Then he hit Kittle on a play action where Kittle was crossing the field, caught it, touchdown. So that was 1-2 touchdown game. Did he score one against the Raiders?
Yeah, he did.
He scored one against the Raiders. He scored two against Arizona, I believe,
Yeah,
just now.
one on Washington, two on Washington, or one on Washington.
I didn't watch that game because I was in Las Vegas.
I remember the one in Washington for sure. I'm not.
He stole one from Ray Ray. You're right, and then whatever it is, Brock has the wide receivers and the tight end getting yards. Brandon Ayuk hit 1,000 yards. Kittle's putting up touchdowns. CMC's doing his thing. Debo's back. He got a little play time last just now against the Cardinals because you want to ease him in. You don't want to just throw him in after a few weeks not playing in the playoffs. So, because
We'll
Seattle's
see.
gonna be physical.
Yeah, but seeing how like the weather's gonna be, like I could see Kyle just like using
Sweeps
all
and
the
runs.
backs to
Yeah.
like use like Jordan, Mason, Elijah, CMC, even Debo in the backfield, just like run the ball to hell.
Elijah Mitchell looked good against the Cardinals.
Two
Uh,
TDs.
yeah, 2 TDs. I like Jordan Mason. He's like a little bruiser back. He's not little, but he's a bruiser back. He
Like
runs a little more physical than CMC and
this is the team for Kyle this year. Like don't if you don't make it to a Super Bowl, like it's on you. This is a Super Bowl roster. Like you have everything you need. Like if you don't get far, it's because of the fact that you fucked up
yeah. The thing is, this is probably the best quarterback Kyle has had
since Matt
since
Ryan.
Matt Ryan. No hate to Jimmy because I was wanted Jimmy over Trey all season long. I made all season, all since Trey got drafted. I made that very clear. But now with Brock, it's a total fucking different
I
thing.
mean, Brock in like what 5, 6 starts almost surpassed Jimmy in passing touchdowns.
He has, yeah,
13.
he has
Jimmy
13.
ended the season with 16.
And the other thing is, I forget what it was. I think it's passer rating. For first 5 starts, I believe he's only second. And you know, number one is? It's
Was it
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner?
And the third is Patrick Mahomes. And second is Brock Purdy. So, and he's going to be the first rookie to start in a playoff game as a quarterback. So I don't know. I I don't know. Brock, if he could take these motherfuckers to the Super Bowl, I think you got to ship Trey out of here and just keep with Sudfeld afterwards.
No, Sudfeld's in fucking
Did we get rid?
Detroit.
Oh yeah, because we got Josh Johnson afterwards,
We
right?
got Josh Johnson.
I say just rock with Josh and Brock. Did you know Brock runs a fucking 4.8 40?
Hey, that don't even fucking matter.
4.8 or 4.9? The way he moves in the pocket, I know 40 yards is different, but his lateral speed around the pocket is probably the best we've seen since Young. Because fucking Jimmy was always a stick, and as soon as he gets hit, he gets happy feet. Brock knows how to throw and dodge a fucking hit when he falls back. He'll throw it, fall back. So I don't know. So we talked about Niners in Seattle.
Cowboys and Bucks is next.
Talked about Cowboys and Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks.
I'm taking the Bucks.
Bucks defense is getting healthy at the right time.
I can't count Brady out when it's the playoffs. I can't count Brady out
Yeah,
until he loses.
you gotta go with
And
Brady's.
Dak's just been horrible. How the fuck you
Yeah,
lose to Washington?
he's throwing. He's actually throwing the game because Dallas isn't fucking losing by bullshit. They're losing because he's throwing interceptions. I think he threw three. It was
So the pick six that he threw to Fuller, right? It was literally the same fucking play. Like, because the first play before that, the pick six, it was the same thing. It was an out, and then Kendall jumped the route and almost caught it. And then they went to the same fucking play right after, and then Kendall got the fucking pick six.
Kendall
Kendall
recognized it.
Fuller.
Yeah, no, Dallas. Dallas was expected to blow those guys out because I don't even know the quarterback that
It
played
was Sam
against them.
Howell,
Sam, yeah, I didn't know who the fuck he was. I still don't. And
fifth
that
round
guy,
draft pick from North Carolina, I think.
bro, that guy fucking balled out. He was playing great. The deep bomb to Terry on the right side of the field. He ran one in. He shredded the fucking Cowboys. And if the Cowboys show up like that, Tom is gonna fucking shred them. Mike Evans, Godwin, Fournette's gonna run all over him.
This is why we think NFC is so wide open because like fucking Vikings and Cowboys have been ending the year super fucking shitty. Even Eagles ended the year shitty. Even Bears coming back the last game, he didn't throw for a touchdown against Giants like second
Bro,
stringers.
Davis Webb almost fucking beat them.
Exactly. He had like a throwing passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown.
And he looked like shit. He kept it close. But do you think, I know you said this before as a joke, but if Giants actually advance, which we expect them to beat the Vikings, but if they advance to the divisional and play Philly, do you really think that they could go in and beat Philly?
To keep it 100, no.
Yeah. Well, because you were saying that for a while. In our past videos, you're saying Philly's doing all this 13 to 3 or whatever, or when they were undefeated just to
See, the
go
only
into the
reason I
division.
say
But
that is like I said it as a joke back then, but now when I really think about it,
it's possible.
like they're just gonna stuff the run because their main priority is gonna stop Saquon, and then and then Eagles are getting a Chauncey Gardner Johnson back. So like,
Yeah.
and I don't if they play just straight up man and just like press, I don't see any of the Giants wide receiver getting separation except for maybe Richie James. But even then, you can't really rely on that. Slayton's been kind of quiet the last couple of games,
Did Shepard tear his ACL?
huh?
Did Shepard tear his ACL?
Yeah, like the first couple, like maybe like the first
A
three
few
weeks.
weeks.
I think
Yeah, they really needed him now.
they needed him. That was like Shepard's been the go-to guy ever since Odell left.
I don't know what's up with Odell. I thought he would have been signed by now, but I
Fuck it,
guess he just
anyways. Fucking ring chasing ass bitch.
it's probably his knee is a little worse than
The ACL from the Super Bowl probably was way worse than anyone probably expected.
but you got to give him credit. If he didn't tear his ACL, he probably finishes that game with like 180 yards, probably win the MVP.
He would have been the MVP for sure.
He would have been the MVP. I got to give him that. Um, see, we talked about Bucks, Miami.
We covered pretty much all the games for the wild card.
Well, that
Like
was Saturday.
we don't really have to go into like much because like it's not really good matchups. Like for the AFC side, like Bills and Dolphins. Like if Tua's not playing, it's Bills.
Bills, and then
Ravens,
Ravens. You got to
Bengals.
take the
You got to
Bengals.
get Bengals even if Lamar plays or not play. If Lamar doesn't play, Bengals no not even a discussion. The only interesting conversation was probably Jags and Chargers, Bucks and Cowboys. Niners and Seahawks is like 50-50.
I think it's more like 70-30. I know Seattle's going to give, like you said, it's going to go down two ways. Either Niners absolutely blow them out, or it's going to be a nail biter up until about the fourth quarter.
And the thing is, like, I don't want to be like, I'm never like when it comes to the Niners, when it comes to playoff times, I'm always nervous. I don't try to be overconfident, thinking we're even if the team is not as strong as we think they are. Like,
Yeah.
I get like the nervous butterflies. Like even last year watching the wild card game against the Cowboys, on the, I was like nervous, even though like they're like putting up points and like looking good on drives, and then it was like the last fourth quarter and shit. And even the Green Bay game in the divisions last year, that was like a fucking heart attack because like we were down 10-0, head to the fourth.
We
It was like
couldn't move the ball on offense.
exactly. We thought we were gonna get like bounced right in there until we got that special teams block for the touchdown.
Jordan Willis blocked it. Hufanga scooped it. That's a killer story. The way Hufanga went from special teams to like a mini Troy Polamalu.
Oh, and he's Pro Bowl this year. My like the only thing is like he still gets like his aggressiveness sometimes gets used against him for play actions because sometimes he'll bite heavy on the run
Yeah.
and then like they'll send the tight end over the corner and then he can't recover in time.
So, what's the quarter's name? I don't know how to pronounce it. Number 38, the Damador.
Lenore,
Is it? No, but how do you say his first name?
Diamador.
Diamador. Okay. He's been getting picked on a little bit lately. I
I can't
know.
really say that AJ Green flea flicker against the Cardinals was his fault though, because he was in position there, but he just got mossed. That's it.
Yeah, well, AJ still has a little splash in him, but
But hey, Arlo, let me ask you this though: do you think he gets benched like Witherspoon did in 19 after he got burned? Because remember,
he got
Witherspoon was getting
burned
burned.
by who was it? Who was
Stephon
it?
Diggs in the wild
Stephon
card in
Diggs,
the
right?
divisional, and then against Seattle, DK was like owning him, and then they put Mosley.
Fuck, I wish we still had Mosley right now. I think if we had Mosley right now, we'd be absolutely locked down. Well, what happened to Mosley? He tore his ACL too,
He
right?
tore his ACL against the Panthers.
No way he could come back for Super Bowl.
Nah,
Fuck.
and then if you look about it, there's not really better options in the depth chart for but after Ward because it's Lenore, Ambry Thomas. We still got
We
Jack
got
Rabbit
we
Jenkins,
got Jack Rabbit, yeah.
and then Walmack. But I don't think Walmack's good enough to play outside.
But
And
Womack needs to stay
Jimmy's been like spot on with being nickel, going back to nickel.
right. Uh, no, I don't think he gets benched unless he gets subbed out for Janoris. But
But even then,
Jan-
I don't think Lenore's been that much of a
well, the thing is, he had some pretty hard matchups. Fucking
Devontae. Come on, anyone's gonna look bad against
Devontae,
Devontae.
and to be honest, on that deep bomb, if Lenore just didn't bother going for it, it wouldn't have been caught because his arm knocked the ball back into Devontae's chest. So if he just didn't go for it, we don't have that close of a game.
I mean, let's not act like he's been going against like good corners like the past couple weeks. I mean, good wide receivers the past couple
Yeah.
weeks. He had Devontae, Jahan Dawson, or Terry, and then fucking well, can't really say the Cardinals because besides that AJ Green flea flicker bomb, he didn't really get like exposed like that.
Yeah.
So I think like yeah, just people think there's a little bit of cause of concern, but just like I'm not like unless like we play Seattle and fucking DK like mosses the fuck out of him or Lockett like burns past him.
Yeah.
I don't see it like and Gino this like he had a great year, comeback player of the year, 30 touchdowns, 4K yards.
He
But
broke
Seattle's
Russell
offense has been
Wilson's
looking kind of
fucking
ass
franchise
for like the
record.
last 3 weeks. Couldn't even
Yeah.
score more than like 16 against the Rams.
He broke fucking Russell Wilson's franchise yard records. I think it was like 42.88 or some shit. It's close. It might not be 42.88, but I know it's 42 mid something. It's like 42.50, 42.60.
And it's weird too because like they moved on from Russ because then they didn't want to like throw the ball constantly. They want to go back to that run, run, play D, like
I,
conservative offense. But then you're down by a lot playing garbage time, so you're forced to throw it.
I'm not gonna lie though, they did find a hell of a running back with Kenneth Walker.
Well,
It took
I
it
don't,
took
here's
some
the thing: like
injuries to
Kenneth
get
Walker
there,
was
but
always good though. Like
yeah.
I actually liked them coming out of the draft. Him, Brees Hall, they were good running backs.
No, it was a good matchup for Seattle. Fucking K9 has been lights out ever since he took the starting job. What
And they
happened? Was it
and
Rashad
it took
Penny got
Rashad
hurt?
Penny getting hurt for him to like take that shit
Yep.
too.
As soon as Penny got hurt, Kenneth ran away with the job. Fuck. Uh, shit. Let's see. No, I don't think Lenore gets benched against Seattle because Chadarius is gonna be on DK again. So that gives Lenore Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett or yeah, Tyler Lockett.
So
Unless Marquise Goodwin's suiting up to play the other outside, they move Lockett to the slot.
that's what I'm saying. Because otherwise, it'll be Jimmy on Lockett and put Marquise on the outside. If that happens, Then Lenore's got a pretty good shot. All he has to do is just not get ran past. Then that D line plays the way they played in Seattle, giving Geno Smith barely half a second. I don't think they have a shot.
All right, let me ask you this: Do you think this year's defense is better than the 19 Super Bowl year?
I think they're coached better.
You think they're
They're
you think that
100% coached better.
so so you think 19 defense overall in talent was better, but D'Amico is a better
Coach, yeah.
D'Amico's a better play caller than Salah.
Well, here's the thing. So this team now has some brighter spots. Like, I love Tart. He's been with us his whole career, but Hufanga's better than Tart. But then you look at it, you got the Forrest Buckner that's a billion times better than anything that we got on the inside right now. And then D Ford sucks, so I'll give that to Drake Jackson,
Or
or
Ebukam.
Ebukam. Uh, we got the same linebackers.
Because
Uh,
all right, here's this: D Ford, the year that we went to the bowl with him, he had 6.5 sacks, right?
mhm,
And on pass rushing, and we paid him like what 15 million that year.
yep,
Ebukam's on a $6 million contract, and he got 5.5 sacks,
yep.
mostly playing
But here's
pass
here's
rushers.
the thing that's going under the radar because we want to look at sacks with pass rushers, right? If we look at how much we paid D Ford and how many games he's missed versus how many games Samson has played, just the tackles alone, if he didn't get sacks, run stops, tackles for losses, or going tackle to the outside, makes him a way better player than D Ford for us. You know what I'm saying? So I think the D line in 2019 was better because you had Bosa, Eric, Buckner, DJ Jones. You know what I'm saying? Now we have Bosa, Amenahue, Kinlaw's fucking sucks, Eric, Mbakam, and I think Givens is
Drake,
coming back.
yeah, and Drake Jackson.
Uh,
And let's not forget, one
we had
underrated
Richard
pickup,
Sherman.
T.Y. McGill. He's been an underrated guy for us
Yeah.
this year.
So I think 2019 had a better D line for sure. We had the same linebackers. I think we have the better secondary now.
All right, you have to choose as of now because they're pretty much paid the same if we compare it. Mooney Ward or Richard Sherman.
I got to give it to Ward because
I
Sherman
think
was a little
Ward's
at
been more
the
locked down, even though the picks aren't there. Because Sherm got more picks, but Mooney's
I
been
feel
more
like
locked down
Sherman got more tested because he's a little older. So they was trying to test that more because he was on the end of his career.
and
While
Achilles.
Ward is like exactly the Achilles. And then Ward is like he's locking up players, so you can't really throw to him as much. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll take this defense now just because the coaching's a lot better. We give up way less
I like the
fives.
safeties more too. Like no offense to like Jimmy and Tart, but like Jimmy playing nickel and having Gibson is like because they
Yeah.
connection and like Gibson's been underrated this year, man. Like I could think of off the top of my mind,
Doesn't he have
he
like
had four
five
picks.
interceptions?
He had 4 picks off the top of my mind right now. He had two against
Cardinals.
Cardinals, one against Raiders, one
Right.
against Seattle, the first game.
So that's
I can't think of
four.
anything else, but that's off the top of my mind. I don't got the stats on me right now.
I feel like he had five.
All right, let me ask you this: like, do you want to do an early Super Bowl prediction right now, or you want to wait till we just gradually do it week by week?
I say it's gonna be the real Super Bowl that it should have been in 2019 is gonna be not 2019. It's the real Super Bowl that should have been from last year, Niners and Bengals.
Niners and Bengals.
Yep.
You're you know what I think it's gonna be?
Who?
Niners and Bills.
Niners, Bills.
I feel like they're gonna hella overplay the Damar Hamlin story a little bit. Like, it's unfortunate what happened because he literally died on the field and got brought back to life. But
Yeah.
I could see NFL like trying to milk the shit out of that.
I'll be honest with you though. Um, I think Niners pretty much whoop everybody in the AFC other than the Chiefs.
I can agree with that.
I feel like because every time Josh Allen goes against a team that's somewhat decent on defense, he's not getting that big explosive bullshit that he always gets against everybody else.
Well, here's the thing, like even against
Our D line
Miami, the
would
first game,
destroy Burrow.
like the first game against Miami, he struggled too, and it wasn't. It's not like Miami's like some top tier defense. They're
Yeah.
like middle of the pack.
Like I said, as soon as they play a mid tier defense, they struggle.
And to be fair too, like you could run on Buffalo. Like Mostert got
Oh, you could
150 on the
run on
second
Buffalo
game.
big time, and Buffalo's offense has no run game other than Josh Allen.
Like and also like the the three top teams we talk about in the AFC: Chiefs, Bills,
Chiefs,
and
Cincy, and
they all can
KC.
get run on.
Yeah. The only difference is if we match up with Cincinnati, our D line would destroy them.
Which just sucks
Um,
because I like Burrow.
I
Burrow's
like
cool.
Burrow a lot.
Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty,
I,
Cartier Joe.
I kind of hope we don't go against Cincy because
I don't see us. I don't see us be able to lock down all three of those top wide receivers.
that's not even my problem. I just don't want to beat them. I don't want them to go to two Super Bowls back to back and lose because I think we're taking this NFC. I don't see the
I'm
the
only
only
worried about the
team.
Eagles though because we suck against mobile quarterbacks.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The only team that's gonna give us some struggles is the Eagles because Hurts could run around. Other than that, we will destroy Vikings in a primetime game. We will destroy the Giants. We will kill Tampa. We will maybe not Tampa. Tampa will give us a little more of a struggle than Dallas would. We
Because
would
out of
destroy
the
Dallas.
NFC, Tampa has the best run defense out of every team in the play. Out of every team in the playoffs I could think of right now,
They
besides the
have a
Niners.
better. They might have a better run defense than us these last few fucking weeks. Statistically, no, we're ahead them, but I think stopping the run wise, yeah.
Now, I think the
Especially
Niners defense is more susceptible to getting passed on than the run. I think the run D's
really,
been solid besides the Raiders game because like
Josh Jacobs did pretty good, but Josh Jacobs had a career year. I told
1,500
you,
yards.
I told you, whoever is new that ends up finding this channel, go to the AFC West predictions. I told you, Josh Jacobs is going to be a top running back this year. You're lucky I didn't get him in fantasy. The guy got taken right before me. We'll see. A couple weeks. Oh, we'll see 2 weeks from now. Why don't you end this out since you started us?
That was what episode 18 of the Pigskin Junkies running
Shit.
on fumes.
I say just call it the season finale, the regular season finale.
The regular season finale. We'll update you more on our playoff shit, and then hopefully we can try to grow the channel a little bit more for this year.
We got a couple posts on Instagram to pop off, but boys, we'll see you guys next week. We got
Hopefully next
yeah,
week.
no, we got to do playoffs next week. All right, fellas.
Peace.
Peace.